play Clarence sometimes, I'll get a tipper and then it'll roll back to tipper, and I'll be very
Oh,
sad.
that sucks.
I'll be like,
Yeah,
what? It's just that's the only one because it's so visually distinct, right? Like you see the
right.
tipper animation, and then you're like, wait, it didn't happen. Oh, wait, ah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Come
other
on,
than
man.
that, like I've been having a pretty good time. There's been a couple like matches where I think it's just somebody with a horrible connection, basically.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but other than that, no, it's been beautiful. I've really liked the online experience for Rivals too. It's been, I they've been working on it so hard for so long. I'm impressed, but not surprised. We'll say.
Not even a little bit. It seems Studios of Aether, or Aether Studios rather, is in a really solid spot.
Oh, they
Uh,
should make a Studios of Aether game that's like it's like a game making simulator or something like that.
imagine, yeah, just like play as Crag typing away.
Yeah. Crag sitting at a keyboard, looking at his giant fingers like
He needs a custom
All right,
rock
into the
keyboard.
game, we get our first exchange, and it's definitely going Fleet's way, but quickly answered back by Shadowhawke, who's just trying to find a little bit more of an extension. We have not seen the tech once again from this down throw. It seems like people are not quite ready for it.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky sometimes in order to like find that unique timing. It takes a little bit of time in order to get used to it. The top platform up there from the Jewels Bell throwing off the conversion. That's super tough for Shadowhawke, because Fleet definitely can't take a ton of punishment, and Wrastor sure to exploit that if he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like Rivals is a little bit vulnerable if you are able to like set up positionally versus him as Fleet. Well, never mind, just answering back super well with that clap. But if you can find like the right spot, it seems like Fleet is going to be able to confirm super well. But unfortunately, the Nair sending the opposite direction. I think that would have killed if it went the other way.
Yeah, it looked like there was an attempted
is.
mix-up, but no, we're taking the positional advantage, as you were saying, Jet. Just make sure you're lining up the Nair to send forward. Ooh, what a reversal out of shield. The jump, but then he passes off the hitbox. That's super tough. It pops on Fleet, netting 40 damage and a couple extra chips for Shadowhawke to play with.
Man, this game is fast and furious, to say the least. Already going for that upbeat, but I think we wanted to get the reverse hitbox of it, the one that sends a little bit harder, but unfortunately doesn't get that. But still, just a very back and forth game right now, as both these players are picking up a lot of damage, but good special break on that pummel, not wanting to get hit up in the sky once again. That back throw is so dangerous up there.
Yeah, everything gets so much more risky once you get up into the skies where Wrastor really wants you to be. But even close to the ground, letting the forward clap rip, and it connects onto Keeb as they tried to find their way to the ground. Super tough. Oh, wait a minute. Or the horizontal slipstream there is really offering Shadowhawke quite a bit of danger, instantly setting it back up. Shadowhawke much preferring to have the slipstream in order to win neutral and get in, rather than utilize it as a combo extender and to anticipate DI. Because and I don't blame him. Winning neutral is way more important.
Way more important for sure. And 2 neutral wins in a row almost lead to the stock, but Fleet hanging on for dear life. But the clap is here. Just a little bit too much for Fleet to handle, and that is a Wrastor win of the first game in pretty convincing fashion. Just a little bit of percent left, a little percent on that last stock. Still though, the ideas were there. Keeb had a lot of hits that could have potentially gotten the kill if they were just placed slightly differently. So we might see a couple adjustments being made on how these confirms are going, and we could see a totally different game in this next one here.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a different stage. Different stage offers different possibilities, much more close together, which can offer some benefits and detriments to both sides. But wow,
I was a little worried for Shadowhawke there. I thought you get downed off stage. Not the best vertical recovery, but yeah, that's the hit I was talking about. That up special, just so deadly if you get hit in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I kind of love the innate mind game that comes with. That's unfortunate. To ignore the SD, it happens.
Yep. We'll move on.
the slipstream is really, really like most of the time I'm used to seeing it like offered as a mix of both, right? As an extender, as a way to increase Wrastor's airspeed. But because Shadowhawke is specifically using it on the floor, it creates these illusion that Wrastor's horizontal combos are really, really are much more devastating than they typically are, allowing for like forward clap setups whenever you have that slipstream, which then can convince your opponent to DI in on a lot of your conversions, which would then set up for vertical extensions like with the up specials as well as the like tornadoes or up claps. It's a nice little bit of like layer 1 conditioning and creating a game plan that Keeb has to play around from the instant of go. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it's working super, super well as we find another confirm into the clap. Not quite enough. Great GI from Keeb, but is in such a bad spot, knowing that just one opening here could spell his doom. And another clap, not quite enough still, hanging on by a thread, but 2 stocks to 1, 128%. Gonna have such a hard time getting out of this, and Shadowhawke with another victory, even with the SD still barely touched on that second stock. I mean, this is a dominating performance once again.
Yeah, this has been quite the showcase of just how good Wrastor can be. Like, even if he's not always finding the little hits that a character like Fleet excels so much in, just like these little chip damage and like forcing you to move in ways that she wants. Like the Wrastor's on-hit game is just so good, and you're natively trying to deal with Wrastor where he's at his strongest, in midair on these platforms when he's setting up slipstream. It gets a lot harder. Oh, just barely missing the up B scrawl. Has a ton of lead here, but it has a huge lead here and a ton of ways to open up and find this stock. But losing an opportunity that early definitely sucks.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a momentum setter if you hit that right away, but I mean, it doesn't seem to matter too much to Shadowhawke, who is just going in left and right, just not even setting up the slipstream here, waiting a little bit, trying to catch that jump, and does so on with that command grab. And now we're seeing a very dangerous spot for Keeb, who is just falling to all of these setups for Shadowhawke. It seems like the movement speed is just too much for this Fleet, who has just been trapped by how quickly Shadowhawke can mix up the approaches and how quickly can find huge confirms and kills.
And we might be 0 for 3 on Fleets that make it into top 8 after sitting in winners qualifiers.
I'll be trying
hell of a conversion rate. But I mean, that's something to be said about like a new character throwing off a lot of players. But once you have a little bit of experience in the matchup, the character might not be as dangerous as she seems. I still think she's very good, but not as much as the numbers initially showed.
Yeah, definitely three in the top 8 qualifiers. It's kind of crazy, but it's still it's not enough to make it into top 8 if Shadowhawke has anything to say about it. Down air, not going to get the confirmed. The clap is almost ready, but just a little tornado usage up there. And out, one hit away once again. Up clap, no. Utilizing that down air to first stop the juggling situation. Really like that out of Fleet, but it's still going to be still need a whole lot more to get the stock.
Yeah, we've reached the
false finish.
Very false finish. You didn't even reach the other side of the zone. Like,
I'm not sure what happened there, but it
game's in beta. Game's in beta.
It's in beta.
This is a pretty good spot though for Keeb. Somewhat, like you're still down a stock at 177. Like you're not in a great spot, but this has been a long time since Shadowhawke has just been able to find a killing blow, and you're still not able to find it. There's no conversions that Shadowhawke has here. You just have to land a stray aerial or confirm the stock without any resources, holding onto ledge just to make certain. Shadowhawke now fresh stock for himself, fresh stock for Keeb. Has to just dink it in, make sure to put the putt in it, and to get himself into top 8.
Yeah, this is gonna be an insane comeback if he manages to do it, but Shadowhawke the one in advantage state right now, making sure that they keep it going. The up tilt sends off stage so far, and the forward clap. Oh, it might be enough. There is just just enough resources to make it back. Still, though, the up clap does it, and Shadowhawke is your last winners top 8 qualifier. Going to be heading in against Squanto, both with dominating 3-0 performances in winners quarterfinals. Let's see if winners semifinals is going to be anything different for them in the future. But I believe that is going to be it for us.
Yeah, that's the end of our block. Our top 8 qualifiers were 1 Nailbiter 3-2, and then a triad of 3 O's. Some players looking very, very strong heading to top 8. Some good momentum in a lot of ways. 3 PM or P+ players in top 8 in Shadowhawke, Luck, and Ion, with Squanto the only winner side representing some of the greater Rivals community. Still plenty of Rivals killers and more in losers side, with players like Heals Good, Wisp, Cobra, and others, but it's going to highlight as well down there Cherry. Plenty of mixture of players from all different communities and all different backgrounds of fighting games, but P+ is certainly